So to be noted that part of the Vatican protocol, you have to have 2 vehicles on standby like that in case the other fails to move. So there is another second one to this, just in case. And so always the calculations for emergency is always in those planning. That's Bishop Francis Mary, the Bishop of Vanimo. He will be the only bishop on the ground because of the availability of space and the situation itself. We cannot see and have the cardinal or the president of the Bishops' Conference to take part. We understand the call that is going to be a limited presence of our bishops. So I think they conveyed something to Bishop Francis Meli, the Bishop of Vanimo, that everybody is with him now in prayer, in support of him, because Pope Francis himself has seen this as a way to actually reach the people that have actually visited him in the Vatican. And so in that light, we have it as focused as it can.
Yes, yes. All right, Archbishop, maybe we can go to the Oval and just get a little bit of that atmosphere on the ground.
Organizing out. Viva, viva el Papa. 2, 3. Viva, viva el Papa. Once again. Viva, viva el Papa. Hallelujah.
Your Holiness, Pope Francis, welcome to Vanimo. With great joy and gratitude, the province of Vanimo Sundown is thrilled to take part in Your Holiness' visit to Papua New Guinea, especially Vanimo Diocese, the periphery. Today's visit is a significant milestone in promoting hope, unity, love, and harmony among different cultures, ethnic groups, tribes, languages, and nations. Your visit symbolized peace in a world marred by conflict, wars, violence, inequality, socially related violence, climate change, white-collar crime, law and order, and many more. We appreciate effort to promote hope, unity, peace, and love, while denouncing violence and all actions that harm the human family. During his visit to Papua New Guinea, St. John Paul II beatified Torot on January 17, 1995. This momentous occasion brought about renewed zeal among the catechists and highlighted the importance of family life and the work of evangelization. The sincere stories shared by girls at the Safe House today, catechists, religious individuals, missionary past and present. Their commitment is a powerful example of the strength of faith and the impact of spreading the message of faith. Your Holiness, we want to express our gratitude for your important role and your unwavering dedication to spreading the message of Christian faith. Your presence in Vanimo is as you embody the teaching of St. Francis of Assisi, who holds great encyclical see. Through this reminded humanity in His image likeness. A very important role in the Pasanese responsibility for the western part of the work area. This area was not very populated, about 1,000 square miles. For Vanimo to welcome a Pope it is a great honor for following footsteps of the Franciscan missionaries. Father, and especially times. A safe space for those in need, togetherness. We are so thankful to have Your Holiness visit us. You are always in our thoughts and close to our hearts. Welcome, Pope Francis, to Vanimo. A place surrounded by beautiful greenery. Welcome, Pope Francis.
Good afternoon, everybody. Your Holiness, dear Pope Francis, my name is Stephen Abala, and I am a catechist at St. Augustine Parish, Maka, in the Diocese of Vanimo. I speak on behalf of the senior catechists from the diocese where the work of preaching the gospel is beautiful but also sacrificial. Where the work of we save communities in remote areas and prepare people to save the sacraments and assist them with prayers, service on Sundays, often waiting for weeks or even months until a priest came to visit us. Most of us are missionary catechists who leave our homes to serve Catholic in the villages where there is no catechist present. We face many challenges, including the school fees of our children and need for housing for our families, access to health care and education, and transportation. Because of this and other difficulties, many of the catechists have left missionary in our diocese, but there is a need for many more. Your Holiness, we ask for your blessing and prayer to persist in our faith. Pray for that we can strong and courageous to continue our missionary work in the Diocese of Vanimo. Thank you for your attention and coming to visit us. Stephen Abala, Senior Catechist.
Can you come back to us? That indeed is a rare moment. I don't think whether it's happened anywhere else in his visits, but in Vanimo, he gets a bird of paradise headdress, and I think it's all working with size blow and tuna and must almost working
student at Holy Trinity Humanistic Junior High School. When I was 2 years old, I came to live with the SSVM sisters in the Luan Home for Girls. When I was born, I had a serious deformation in my legs, which were almost bow-shaped. Thanks to the sisters and other kind people, I was able to have a series of operations, and now I can stand up straight and tall. The sisters have become my mothers, and the other girls have become my sisters. We live as a true family. As in every family, the sisters provide for all our needs, spiritual, material, and intellectual. We can go to them for advice, and they help us, even with kind corrections of our faults. One helpful thing is that every evening we have good nights like Don Bosco. We are all able to go to school and grow and mature in many ways. I hope one day, if it is God's will, to become a lawyer, and I am glad that I stay here. I am also a member of orchestra and have really enjoyed learning how to play the violin. We have many opportunities to be creative and take on hobbies. There would be much more to say with you, but time does not permit. Let me just conclude. On behalf of all the girls and the sisters of Luan Home, I want to thank you, Your Holiness Pope Francis, for coming to visit us in Vanimo.
Archbishop. I think there was a little speech from a Lujan girl, one who's gone through the helpful hands of the nuns there, and I thought her little presentation was quite moving.
Very personal for her, but also in general, the sisters have been very strong in advocating for the young girls, not only that their childhood, but also whether it be their disabilities or lack of opportunities. And as she enumerated those experiences, the caring of a family caring, and that's what the sisters provided for these girls. And that moved the Holy Father when they had this project to improve and support the young girls, and as she alluded to, also to developing their skills. Now she's dreaming to be a lawyer, and that is only possible because of the opportunities now that she has been provided.
Absolutely. And she says whatever her handicap was, it corrected, and that she said that I hope that I'll now stand tall and become a lawyer, and hopefully she will stand tall in a courtroom and reflect on that one day in her life.
There are a good number of girls. I visited the place myself when we visited the diocese for our meeting, and it's quite moving that most of these girls have special needs, like living with disabilities, but they are quite determined. And the ones that have been like the older and the seniors that are amongst them, all going to school, coming back, they learn to live amongst each other. And though they are quite varied in coming from different areas and also families, they turn towards a kind of sisterhood.
Your Holiness,
amongst
Pope
themselves.
Francis, most reverend bishops, reverend clergy, distinguished authorities, religious sisters, my words are insufficient to express how happy we are to see our Holy Father, Pope Francis, in person. We thank Almighty God for giving us this very joyful occasion. I, Sister Jesha Joseph, represent the 6 congregations of women religious serving God within the Catholic Diocese of Vanimo. The different ministries we carry out are largely associated with parishes, teaching catechism to children, visiting families, training young people and children, and caring for less fortunate children, especially girls. We are also committed to general education, health care, prison ministry, charity to the poor and needy, formation and pastoral work for vocations on the congregational and diocesan levels, and occasional visits to the rural parishes of our diocese. On this gracious occasion, we gratefully acknowledge our Bishop, Most Reverend Francis Meli, whose constant support, paternal concern, and encouragement help us to persevere in our dedicated service. Here in Vanimo, we find joy and satisfaction in doing God's work as His instruments of peace and love. As the apostolic visit of Pope St. John Paul II to Papua New Guinea was an inspiration to religious as well as to many young people who were discerning their vocation. May your gracious presence on your first visit here, dear Pope Francis, touch and ignite our hearts, especially of the young. it will definitely help them to accept the challenge of discovering the value of consecrated life and will lead them to embrace this humble way of life by responding positively to God's call. On behalf of the Catholic women religious of the Diocese of Vanimo, I am very pleased to have the honor of thanking Your Holiness with the most profound respect. I conclude my words seeking your blessing upon all of us. Thank you.
Of the Vanimo diocese, I wouldn't like to think that she's one of the Argentina nuns. How did you see it?
She's one of the missionaries.
Okay, let's go back to let's go back to the Vanimo Oval now.
A married couple from Papua New Guinea. We are honored by a visit and grateful for the opportunity to share our testimony as a married couple. The role of being a wife and a mother can be a challenge. When I received the sacrament of holy matrimony, I came to understand more about loving my husband, spending time with my two beautiful children, and being more organized at home. The sacrament of holy matrimony helps spouses to share each other's burdens and responsibilities and brings joy, love, and peace in order to live a married life.
As a father and husband, I told myself that I would do everything to keep my family in order. Through the sacrament of holy matrimony, however, I realized that the husband and wife are united to each other and to God. We set time of responsibility and time of leisure. We understand the importance of good communication in our marriage, which is one of the fundamental skills in conquering difficulties. It allows us to make time for each other, appreciate each other, and learn to say sorry and thank you for whatever little things we do. I hope that my family's testimony may inspire many young couples in Papua New Guinea and throughout the world to receive the sacrament of holy matrimony, because it is a covenant meant to be kept and respected in the eyes of God. Thank you.
That, I think, is quite moving. A husband and a wife and a child receiving the sacrament of holy matrimony and speaking about husband and wife and family. How often in Papua New Guinea, when we talk about violence against women, family violence, polygamy, how often are these the sources of some of our problems? And these two young couple with their two children are a testament of how a family should begin and our family should be.
Continuing on that spirit, they are allowing for, like, the young girl calling upon us for the care that we give to the children, and the religious sister representing the nuns who are working amongst the people in the Diocese of Vanimo, and their experience in promoting women
for silence.
concerns.
Now we are going to listen to Pope Francis' speech, please. We don't need to make noise now.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buon pomeriggio. Ringrazio il Vescovo per le parole che mi ha rivolto. Saluto le autorità, i sacerdoti, le religiose e i religiosi, i missionari, i catechisti, i giovani, i fedeli, alcuni venuti da molto lontano, e voi carissimi bambini. Grazie a Maria Joseph, Steven, Sor Gaisha, Joseph, David e Maria per quello che avete condiviso. Sono contento di incontrarvi in questa terra meravigliosa, terra giovane e missionaria. Come abbiamo sentito, dalla metà del XIX secolo la missione qui non si è mai interrotta. Religiose, religiosi, catechisti, missionari laici non hanno smesso di predicare la parola di Dio e di offrire aiuto ai fratelli nella cura pastorale, nell'istruzione, nell'assistenza sanitaria e in molti altri ambiti, affrontando non poche difficoltà per essere per tutti strumento di pace e di amore. Come ha detto Sor Yasha Yosef, così le chiese, le scuole, gli ospedali, i centri missionari testimoniano attorno a noi che Cristo è venuto a portare salvezza a tutti, perché ciascuno fiorisca in tutta la sua bellezza per il bene comune.
Dear brothers and sisters, dear brothers and
Prendi questo. Prendi questo.
Dear brothers and sisters, good afternoon. I thank the Bishop for his words. I greet the authorities, priests, consecrated men and women,